Bitcoin is actually dropping its bull pennant. So we're dropping the bull pennant, and on the back of that, it's causing indecision within the market. And I've been asked to do the crypto market update from a macro perspective on the 4-hour chart today. So we're going to look at that, and I'm also going to explain each chart and why each chart matches up and gives us an indication as to where the sentiment lies as far as the risk curve is concerned. So Bitcoin's dropping a bull pennant. It's done it once before here. And on the back of that, guys, you can see the crypto bubbles are red. So we're red on the day, negative sentiment as we start dropping from this bullish pattern. However, is it the end of the world? Because we're going to look at other charts to identify whether it is a risk on time on the market or whether it is a risk off time on the market. And then we're going to decide as to what needs to happen on altcoins for us to get that rally. And we're going to go through each one of these charts step by step, and I'm going to show you why it's important to look at the bigger picture to understand exactly where the risk curve lies at any one time, so we can understand what to expect going into this week, what to expect going into next week. And we're going to start with Bitcoin. Why does Bitcoin matter? Because it's the biggest within the whole of the crypto market. We'll get into the dominance very shortly. So we're dropping this bull pennant now. One thing, guys, we've already dropped this bull pennant. So we've dropped it before. And the next thing that I'm going to do is I promised you I'd go into the 4-hour. So we're going to zoom out. We're going to go into the 4-hour, and we're going to look at what this means for Bitcoin. So if I just zoom out into the 4-hour, or zoom into the 4-hour, I should say, you can see this pennant and where we're rejecting here. So this candle closes in 1 hour and 7 minutes. This is going to be a significant candle because if we get an actual close below 106,614, that's going to be bearish for Bitcoin, and we can expect to come back down to the next support zone. So where is the next support zone? One thing, guys, this move here is invalidated. Why is the bull pennant invalidated? It's invalidated here. Yes, it's been respected here. Yes, it's been respected here. Yes, it's been respected here and here. However, we're creating something different now. It's called a bull flag. So what we're going to do is we're just going to change this up a bit. We're going to add in our channel. And joining up the dots, guys, as easy as that, joining up the dots. Remember, 3 touches confirms a trend. So if we do that, pull it down, and we'd see if we've got 3 touches. So you've got 1, 2, 3. You could see 1, 2. Remember, guys, the 1, 2, 3 fake out, it happens all the time. It happened at the bottom here. We talk about it all the time. We've got a 1, 2, 3 fake out. It come back into the channel, and then we pushed all the way back up to the top of the channel where we were rejected here. So what does this mean, guys? This means that we potentially could come back down for Bitcoin, which could create a little bit more downside for altcoins, but we'll talk about that very shortly when we get to the dominance. So Bitcoin's pulling back. And one thing that you can see here is we've got a level that's been respected within this channel. This is the 50% level. You could see 1 bounce, 2 bounce, rejection, rejection, support. So this is either support, this is either resistance going forward. And if we get a pullback to this level, this is coming all the way back down to $103,318. And as long as we stay above that, as long as we hold that, that's bullish. The aim of the game is to break out of this channel. So what have we got, guys? We've also got confluence here, which coincides with this previous build-up of price action. Remember, when there's a previous build-up of price action, that creates structure. When there's structure, that creates support, that creates resistance, whether price action is above or whether price action is below. So you can see price action's above. What does that create here? What do we talk about on the channel? Double confluence. So you've got the 50% level here that's been respected within the channel, and you've also got the previous build-up of price action, which you would expect to act as support, which it did once, twice, before we fell through, broke through. You would come back and expect that to act as support. So you've got double confluence there. It's not the end of the world if this comes back, guys, like this. Might create a little bit of downside on your altcoins, a little bit more downside on your altcoins. But like I said, that's what we're going to get to very shortly. The next thing we need to look at is Ethereum. So Ethereum, you can see Ethereum's in an ascending channel. Now, an ascending channel is more bearish than bullish, guys. A descending channel after a bullish move is more bullish. So the aim of the game for Ethereum is to get back into this channel. You can see it's been rejected, rejected, rejected. If we just zoom in, plenty of times here, guys, it's been rejected. So the aim of the game of Ethereum is to break and close above $2,478 in the short term. And then we've got to get back into this bigger, longer term pattern here, guys. If we just zoom out onto the daily, I'll show you what I mean. This big long term accumulation phase. So once Ethereum gets back into that, that is going to be really bullish. So just zoom back into the 4-hour. That's why we look at Ethereum. Ethereum's the second biggest market cap leader. When Ethereum starts running and when Ethereum starts outperforming Bitcoin, it gives more confidence as far as the risk curve's concerned for people to put money into altcoins. Then we look at the dominance. How can we tell? This is a good thing, guys. We expected this double top up here. We've got a double top, we've got a rejection, and this is good because we took out the low and we sweep the low at 65.18% here. Although we've come back up, we haven't created a higher high. So as long as we get a rejection at this point here and we come back down and we take this low, we've got the next support base sat all the way down at 64.49%. That's going to be on risk for altcoins, guys. And that means one thing: when dominance is coming down, guys, that means that altcoins are outperforming Bitcoin collectively. So that's what we want. We want the risk curve to change from Bitcoin into altcoins. But first, there needs to be confidence. So the next thing that I'm going to show you as far as confidence is concerned, this is the stock market, guys. So we're going outside of crypto now and we're looking at stocks. And you can see that the S&P 500 has put in a new all-time high. We talked about it at the channel at the weekend. So this is bullish, and this shows the overall sentiment as far as whether people are on risk or off risk concerned, because the stock market's running, the stock market's put in a new all-time high, and the stock market's expected and has a high probability to continue to put in all-time highs this year. So that means that people are going more on risk. That means people have got more confidence in the market. That means people are not holding cash. When they're not holding cash, they're spending cash. When there's more liquidity in the market, people can spend more cash. When interest rates are down, payments are lower, people have more cash, people could go more on risk. So that's why we look, guys. And then you look at the volatility index. This is the VIX, and you can see this is where we had the scare. And this is when it's low risk. So when it's low risk, guys, you'll see that the S&P is at all-time highs. When you have a scare, you can see this happens. That happens, you get a big move to the downside. So this is when we're off risk. This is where people are holding dollars. This is where people are scared. And the stock market done a V-shaped recovery and then put in all-time highs, giving confidence that people can go on risk with altcoins. It hasn't happened yet, guys. So we look at the total 3. Why do we look at the total 3? We're looking for a break. We're looking for a close. We're in a bull flag. We're in a descending channel, guys. That's good. And we need a breakout to the upside of the descending channel. The top of the channel is 867.46. What do we need to happen for us to get that break? We need this USDT dominance to reject and come back down further to the downside, spending their USDT, guys, and increasing the market cap of altcoins, pushing the USDT dominance down and pushing the altcoin market up, including the total 3. And the last thing is going to be the DXY. This is what's really exciting me, guys. Everybody wants a weak dollar. Mr. Trump wants a weak dollar. A weak dollar creates a good economy for America because they can export more goods at a more affordable price in respect to their respective fiat currencies. So a weak dollar is good. That's what we want. And when we've got a weak dollar, guys, that creates something. It creates a signal to the Fed that he can do something. He can reduce interest rates. We've got inflation down, guys. We've got job numbers under control. All the signs are there to do an interest rate cut. When we do an interest rate cut, the world, including the United States specifically, could refinance their debt at more favorable levels. When they do that, we can get that break. We can get that close of total 3. So I've got an exciting video later on, guys, my first ever live, and it's going to be with Brad on Real Infinite Crypto. So I'm going to be quite excited with that. We're going to be chucking some charts against each other. We're going to be doing some live trading, and it is all going to be live, guys. So join me on there. That's going to be at 9 a.m., and that's going to be the US time, Eastern time, I think. And then as far as the UK is concerned, it's going to be 5 p.m. So I'll see you guys there.